So, a question I've been asked multiple times, and I'm not a fan of being told of, is why don't I play for more Forsaken? I mean, I'm a Forsaken Roblox YouTuber, and while my stats seem pretty good actually, why don't I never post videos on Forsaken, and for that matter, really any other Roblox games anymore? Welcome to Epik ranting about random nonsense, and why I currently don't really like the Asymm game community right now, and other things. Actually, it'd be hypocritical to talk bad about Forsaken while playing Forsaken gameplay, so let's spice things up a bit. Let's talk about why I'm not happy with Asymm games. Asymmetrical horror games are, yeah, well, you know what they are already. Let's talk about why I'm not happy with them anymore. Asymm games don't feel fun, but only because they aren't updating. You might be saying, Epik, why are you saying this? Have you seen any of my posts related to my stats? I do indeed have a lot of them. And so, here we are. So, why don't I like them? It's the community. It's 100% the community. Look, I'm not saying that every game has a good community. Let's be honest, a lot of games have a terrible community added onto their good community. For me to say that would be true. Here's why I say this. Forsaken is not the only one having this issue. It's Dive Theft 2, and it's the shipper's fault. Yeah, we're getting into this drama again. It's also the spawnist's fault. Yeah, we're breaking down these two dramas again, because I'm pretty sure they've ended already, but that's not why I'm here to say this. The reason I'm saying anything in relation to this is because it's their fault. I don't hate these kind of games. I really don't. I just hate the communities. And that's because I'm part of those communities. I'm a developer too, and that's... Oh, hey, a new score. That's the problem. I don't feel like we understand this at all. Okay, let me bring this up to speed so if anyone doesn't understand what I'm talking about, they can understand a lot quicker. Forsaken's community sucks, and I'm a member of it, which is how I can tell you. We need to do better. For the amount of nice people I have met on the game, I have met cruel people who do not care for anyone but themselves. Yeah, that's right, I play a lot of Forsaken. This should be known, but I used to play it a lot more than I have. So why have I really stopped doing stuff in relation to Forsaken? And why has Past Reflections ever been edited? Yeah, Past Reflections is also a small issue that we're going to discuss later on in this video. I will probably put a timestamp that says, hey, here's when Past Reflections is mentioned and why it got canceled per se. It didn't get it canceled, but it definitely got close to it. So why am I talking about it? Well, you see, my friends, as a developer of my own, when a community doesn't have enough updates, they eventually either abandon their game, or if they're too loyal to abandon it, they go off the deep end. Both of which are not very good. When a community goes off the deep end, they realized that their game is better than everyone else, and they ended up like Deltarune and Silksong fans. Look, I'm not saying anything bad to my fellow Deltarune fans, but if your biggest competitor is the Deltarune fans, by the way, knowing how interesting their fandom is, yes, I'm a member of it. I admit it. I'm allowed to make jokes about the community that I'm in because I'm in said community. Is that piecing together? Look, I don't hate Forsaken. I like the game. I hate the community. You guys need to start stepping up your game. Look, if I can compare you lot to, let's say here, say, somebody. If I can, that's a better example. If I can compare you lot to the Deltarune fans, you know stuff's gone bad. And for both the devs and the community. Devs, listen to me. I like Forsaken, I really do, but y'all are just being lazy at this point. There's no way you're like, hey, Asymm is going to come out June 20th. And then immediately after, not only not release it in that time, but say, oh yeah, we have no clue when this is getting finished. That would be like me saying Past Reflections tomorrow on another day that wasn't April Fool's, with only 1/3 of the game actually being completed. It's not an exact number, but it's really a good estimate. I know y'all are just working on skins, but cosmetical skins should not get in the way of a new killer. Look, if you want a good example on what to do with a killer, when you get a new killer, that everyone's been waiting on, here, I will give you all an amazing example. Welcome to Doom by Fate. If you do not know what this game is, I am surprised. This game has had probably more drama than Forsaken. And if you don't know, that's not a good thing, okay? Good, okay. You understand that? Okay, great. Doom by Fate said when 1X was coming out, and they said it would take a long time for development. Makes sense. They were working on the game. It would make sense why they needed this. But you're just going to tell me, look, I know Doom by Fate's 1X release wasn't very good, but it was good otherwise. They did really good. If you want to know why that is, it's because they said something was going to release, and it released. Legendary revolutionary, I know. More revolutionary than the American Revolution itself. But the problem is, I like your game. Back when, in my prime of Forsaken, I was a 1X main, and I was just leveling up 1X for the fun of it, and I accidentally got him to level. I think this was really early in my career, so don't blame me here. I was playing the Timeless 1X skin because, let's be honest, every sweat at the time used Betrayed or Timeless. There was no in between. I was a cool kid main before I was a 1X main, but I wasn't in my prime at that time. So I was learning how to play 1X, and you see, I thought of something pretty interesting. We all know that a game may take a while to update. I didn't really care. Noli. Here's my example of how dedicated of a Forsaken fan I was. I waited on Noli. Yeah. Welcome to me being so OG to Forsaken that I know what it was like pre-Noli. Look, I'm not saying you have to be... Okay, now let's talk about the second part of this video. The community. I've been kind of overglazing it, and I've been saying it though, but I haven't been elaborating why I don't like the community. It's just because nobody's actually cool anymore. Everyone's kind of a jerk. Heck, if you don't believe me, look at that recent moderator drama. Where that moderator picked someone for teaming with the guest for an accident. You can't tell me that. You can't just say, oh, hey, Epic. Oh, yeah, Epic. You can't just keep saying it. Well, yeah, you're right. I can't. There's no real meaning if I just keep saying it. So I'm going to bring what I've been talking about the whole time. The Forsaken community. Forsaken itself is a great game, but its community has been rough for a while. There's two halves of it, so I can't just put all the blame on the entire community in itself, so I have to kind of list it down. You have the people like me, who were kind of just there for fun, and we didn't really care. And then you have the other people. The other people are the shippers, the spawnists, and everything else. These are the people that nobody liked. Look, I'm a developer. I understand that, like, stuff happens, and you can't control your community, so this is what I'm not blaming the devs for. I said I wasn't gonna blame the devs for something. This is something I wasn't gonna blame them for. You people don't even act kind. Look, I love Forsaken. I've said that like 7 times this video, this little rant video I've been working on. But look. Y'all just need to do better. I don't hate you all. I'm just saying, do better. Be nicer. The recent abuse of that moderator, and that's both a dev problem. That's literally both a dev problem and a non-dev issue. It's literally both. But what I mean is that, like, I get it. I get it. You can't have all nice people in the description, but this is a moderator we're talking about. But there's a point in time where you have to think. Does this person deserve moderation if they're going to abuse it? Now granted, they probably never show signs of abusing it before. But I'm going to tell you. If I have to make another statement on this, I'm going to get mad, so we're just going to continue on with my rant. If any of you want to share your thoughts, you can comment this down below, and I'm going to say that. Okay. Now, let's talk about the big problem. Where is past reflections, and is it canceled. This is the biggest Epic problem. You all have been, well, maybe at least one of you have been asking, where Epic, what had happened? Epic. I've been asked what happened. Past Reflections isn't canceled. You're welcome. It's just on the strongest delay known to man. As in, I'm not even going to make videos on it anymore for a long time until I can properly put out the trailer. The next video on Past Reflections I will ever make will be the trailer for it. Which, when's that coming out, Epic? Well, I'm gonna pull one, and I'm gonna be better than every other developer that I've seen recently. I don't know. I honestly have no clue when that'll be. But I will say this. If I get told that I can't do something or another thing, I'll just sit by and watch, because, my friends, there is only one question that ever need to be asked. What could we have really done? We're a bunch of fools if we think that we could act as these developers, but the least we can do is support some people. And I'm gonna give you this. Go to Die of Death right now. Just start playing Die of Death. I want you to start playing Die of Death right now. Oh, you don't want to play Die? You know what? You're getting forced to play Die of Death, okay? It's Die of Death, my guy. Go play some Die of Death. And if you want to play an Asymm, go play Die of Death. It's the best Asymm that I've come across because of the dramas, like, not existing. Like, I don't know why we never had drama. And I would say go play Bite by Night, but you know, the maintenance incident. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your day. This was just a little bit of a rant talking about why I'm not happy with Forsaken and everything else right now. So, those are just my thoughts. You can comment yours down below. I don't really care. Wait, I shouldn't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'll probably read a comment or two, and I'll probably heart one. I'll probably talk to you about it. So, enjoy. I hope you all enjoy your day, and so, I guess that's everything I have to say. So, comment down below what you'd like to say. Yay! Hang on, I have to list. Again, sorry for the long pauses. This is not edited voiceovers over a gameplay. No, this is just straight up me playing Ultra Kill and ranting while doing so. So, I think the only thing being editing about this is going to be the switch from Forsaken, me talking about Forsaken and Forsaken, to me talking about Forsaken and Ultra Kill. And I guess if this isn't any clearer, I will probably type up a real document or something that'll just say my complaints. Alright, see you guys in the next one.